All right, y'all, I'm back. So we gonna keep on. We gonna drive this thing on home. We still talking about mind snatching Monday. Okay, that's the topic all day today. We snatching our minds back from the enemy, y'all. We no longer letting the enemy have control over our thoughts, what we think about ourselves, how we feel about others, or anything. We snatching our minds back today. We snatching them back, cause I ain't gonna have it no other way. And I know for some of y'all, I'm gonna have to drill that thing. I'm literally gonna have to take a drill out and drill that into your mind, plaster that on up in there with a drill. So I just want to talk a little bit about how God would take things, areas that you're weak in, and make you strong in that area so that the enemy don't have nothing to play with you with. Nothing. He gonna make you strong in that thing, and now you gonna have to find something else, enemy, because now I done told that one down too. You ain't gonna be able to use that. And in my particular case, what I'm talking about was I knew I was gonna be weak in the area of fasting. When I started this walk with God, I was dreading. I mean, absolutely dreading Him calling me to fast. But I knew the day was gonna come. So I caught myself doing my own little, renditions of fasting or whatnot, doing my little intermittent fastings and stuff, and thinking that that was just gonna be good enough, and He was just gonna let me ride that thing on out, to the end. No. See, God, you're not gonna tell God nothing. You're not gonna lay out no plan on how you gonna do things. That ain't how He operate. Sometimes He'll let you think that you telling Him something, but for the most part, He already know. He already know. But He just gonna, let you think that you figuring something out, that or you giving Him some information that He didn't already have. So the whole time I'm dreading it. I'm dreading it, y'all. I'm so dreading fasting because I already know. I like to eat. I ain't even gonna hold you. I like to eat, and going without food makes me angry. So I didn't want to do no whole, I would hear people online talking about, during their walk with Christ, how they're doing, 3-day fast and 5-day fast. Some people even do 40-day fasts and stuff, but, which is a bit extreme, but Jesus did it. So I'm dreading it, and I'm having conversations with people talking about, like, yeah, I don't think I can't do that. I don't know if I'm be able to do no fast like that. I'm doing my little intermittent fasts where, you just restrain yourself from eating for a specific time period throughout the day or whatnot. And that's what I was doing. But I knew it was only a matter of time before He would call me into like doing some real fasts or whatever. So the time came where He had spoken to me and told me that He wanted me to fast, and He told me that He wanted me to do a 3-day fast. Now in the Bible it speaks about the Esther fast. It's a fast. It's a book in the Bible where Esther went into a 3-day fast to save the people, to save her people. She was Jewish, and she was married to a king, and the king didn't even know that she was a Jew. But one of the king's friends were trying to come up against the Jewish people, and he wanted to take them out or whatnot. So she went into this fast. With her people, and it was a 3-day fast, a dry fast, and a dry fast is basically no food, no water for 3 days, right? So when he told me that he wanted me to do this 3-day fast, in my head I'm thinking, okay, I can probably do this, it's just 3 days, and I'm thinking I'm gonna drink water. But so I go into this fast, y'all. And so day one, I'm drinking water, boom, bam, boom. And later on in that day, He comes back to me and let me know, like, nah, baby girl, this is a dry fast. So now I'm like, okay. So now I'm like, so day one didn't even count, basically, right? So now I'm like, dang, now I gotta do 3 more. I'm thinking I had at least 1 day under my belt, right? So I'm going through this fast. Day 2, y'all, I'm thinking I'm gonna die. Like, this is it. I'm about to die. I'm going to keel over right here and right now. Because the thing is that it ain't even about the food. And this was my very first fast. So you do be hungry, don't get me wrong. But for me, I don't know how it is for anybody else. It's not so much the hunger, it's the thirst. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to die if I don't get something to drink like right now. So, I'm, you know, I feel like I'm about to kill over at any point. Like I'm just gonna die. Like I'm begging and pleading. Like, please, can I just have something to drink? At this point, I'm crying. I'm in tears because that's how thirsty I am. I feel like I'm gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to kill me, God. Like, what's really good? So, and of course, you know, whole time he's talking to me and letting me know that, yeah, your tears don't move me. Your pouting don't move me. Your begging and your pleading don't move me. Don't none of that move me. None of it. Okay? So you may as well kill all of that. Either you gonna do it or you ain't. And don't nobody want to backslide on God. You know, God done called you to do something. I felt obligated, like I gotta do this. I can't quit. You know, if I quit, like, what does that mean for me? Like, so I'm like, okay, I can't quit. These was the most miserable 3 days of my life because he wound up coming back and letting me know that he had already shown me grace and mercy for the first day, because I didn't know that it was supposed to be a dry fast. So he allowed me to just go ahead. He counted that first day still as one of the days. But the last 2 days dang near took me out of here, y'all. So I completed it. Woo, you know, like I didn't even know I had that in me. And that's one of the things, you know, it taught me to stop saying what we can't do, because it's all what we tell ourselves what we can do is when we get breakthrough. If we continue to tell ourselves that we can't do this, we can't do that, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to fail at it. You know, but if you tell yourself positive things and you feed positivity into your life and keep telling yourself, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, then you will succeed at it. You will succeed at it, because I had no idea that I even had that in me, y'all. I did not know that I had that in me to do that. But like I was saying earlier, God will take something that you're weak in and make you strong in it, because then the enemy ain't got nothing to use. See, if the enemy knows that is something, and especially if it's something that you're constantly talking about, the enemy hear you. He know that that's what you weak in, and that's what he gonna come for you with, because he know that he can get you like that. So my God had to turn that around for me to show me that don't let the enemy have no control over you in no area of your life. You can do this. And you can do all things. All things are possible with God. All things are possible with God. And I came through that thing. So, made it through the 3 days. The 4th day, you know, I was eating. I ate my food, you know what I'm saying? And I got my life back, you know what I'm saying? So, that very same day, he called me into another fast. This was a 4-day. No. I got to back it up some. I got to back it up because I done forgot how it actually went. That's not how it went. Because of all the complaining and stuff that I did on this 3-day fast or whatnot, you know, I'm complaining and like begging and pleading, can I please just have some water, this, that, and the other. You know, he came and swooped in and was like, okay, since, you know, because he had already told me that the tears didn't move him, the begging and the pleading didn't move him, and the pouting didn't move him. But since you want to do all of that, now instead of a 3-day fast, you got to do a whole week. So now I'm sitting looking like, you got to be kidding me, God. Like, I can't do that. You know, I had done already spoke the curse over my life. And that's what we got to realize, y'all. When we speak things like that over our lives, those are word curses. Those are word curses. You telling yourself you can't do something, and you speaking that over your life. You're speaking failure over your life. So we have to stop doing that. Stop telling ourselves what we can't do and what we're not capable of, because that's the enemy and that's a stronghold that they'll have over you. and be able to use that against you. So now he done told me, so now I got to go a whole week. So I'm like, oh man, like what have I done? And and I reference this to the Bible, the story of the Israelites when they were freed from Egypt, when Moses brought them out of Egypt and freed them from captivity of Pharaoh. And there was this period where they were in the wilderness. They were in the wilderness after he had led them out of Egypt. And because they complained, they kept complaining about not having no food, about it's hot, it's this, it's that. They was just full of complaints. And because of that, so the journey, which should have only taken a few days, God stricken them to be in the wilderness for 40 years. 40 years. So this was my wilderness. To me, I'm like, I'm being punished because I complained. At that time, I felt like, one of the children of Israel. So the whole time I'm thinking in my mind, at this time, now I don't went silent, because now, like, yeah, I feel like you're really trying to kill me at this point. Like, you really trying to kill me. But so I done went silent, like, I ain't saying nothing. I'm just going to buckle down and I'm just going to do this, because I ain't trying to get no more days slapped on me. And like I said, who wants to backslide? Who wants to feel like they've disappointed God? So there was no question. I had to do it. So long story short, I made it through the entire 7 days. He had already given me grace for the 1 day, so I didn't have to do 8. But I made it through. And on the 8th day, I ate my food, and I was so happy that I made it or whatnot. And he called me into another one. This one was a 4-day one, y'all. So in all, I wound up doing an 10-day dry fast with 1 day of eating in between. So, and like I said, after like the 3rd day, you don't even be hungry anymore. You just be extremely thirsty. Just thirsty, thirsty, thirsty. And I didn't know how I was going to make it through this. A dry fast for 10 days. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. But at the end, I made it through. Unscathed, unhurt, unbruised, untorn, unbroken. God brought me through that, because all things are possible through Christ. He didn't let the enemy have his way with me. And, it was a powerful message, because it sent a message to the devil saying that, not this one. Watch how strong she is. Watch how strong she really is. And I had to learn, it taught me a valuable lesson about myself, because I didn't even know that I could do that. I didn't think I could do that. But now I know that I can do anything. I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me. We done gone through a whole lot of battles in our life and barely came out with a scratch or a scrape. One man chased 1,000 away. 1,000 done fell to my left and 10,000 to my right. And ain't none of them barely come near me. Because God always walking with you. He always with you. Yeah, so it taught me a valuable lesson to stop telling myself what I can't do, or stop even having those thoughts of doubt, of things that you feel are impossible in your life. Because when I tell you, I didn't think I could do that. I really did it. But now I know that I can. And I'm not saying that I love fasting now. I still don't particularly like fasting. But I know that it's necessary. And, the necessity of fasting, I'll get into that in a different video. But, yeah, he brought me through that. So, and if I can do it, y'all, because I love me some food, and that's something that I need to overcome. That's another stronghold that, that's been placed over my life that I'm battling with now. And we have to be honest with ourselves and realize that when we do have these strongholds in our lives and these things that are keeping us bound and stagnant, you got to recognize that and be able to overcome it. Never in a million years did I think I could go without food and water for 10 whole days. So when people be saying, I hear people say often that, you can go without food for X amount of days, but you can't go without water for more than 3 days. That's not true. Yes, you can. And especially if you got God on your side, because I did it. Now, I ain't saying that I was all, upbeat and, dancing around and singing. And I wasn't. I was tired. I was weak. I was thirsty. And I was hungry. But like I said, about after the third or fourth day, the hunger pangs subside. You don't even really be hungry no more. So, and you capable of doing more than what you think you are. And especially when you have God on your side. So I say all of this to say, for those that are out there that are walking with Christ and are dreading fasting and, being obedient, stay obedient. Because when he asks you to do something, it's for a reason. A lot of times God sees things that we don't see, hear things that we don't hear. And he's asking you to do it for a reason. And the importance of fasting is, like I said, we'll get into that in another video because it is deep, y'all. But fasting is necessary. It's necessary because it shows the enemy. One of the things is that it shows the enemy that you don't got no control over nothing. That I can sustain myself from this and sustain myself from that. That's just another stronghold that you got to tear down out of your life and rewire your mind. Remember, it's Mind Snatching Monday. We snatching back minds. So, stop letting the enemy tell you can't do it, because yes, you can. You're capable of everything. And the enemy, and God will shame the devil. He will shame him and make him your footstool. Okay? So, all right. Get them minds right, y'all.